Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex in beautiful Windsor, Ontario. The 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships continuing on. We are going to our second semifinal game of the afternoon here. It's a dandy game, folks. West Division rival, the Humber Hawks, taking on the host team, the St. Clair College Saints. Hello, everybody. My name is Dominic Papa, and we're certainly glad to be here with you. One of these teams will make it to the gold medal game. The other team will have to settle for playing for a bronze medal tomorrow. Earlier this afternoon, if you were tuning in here on We Digital Productions, you saw the Fanshawe Falcons defeating the Algonquin Thunder. The Falcons get a chance to move in to play for a gold medal, defend their gold medal of last year. And, of course, the score was 83-73 early on. No doubt Humber would like to take a crack at the Falcons, as would the Saints. The Saints, of course, won a silver medal in this tournament last year. They'd like to get back to that gold medal game as well. We're expecting a big crowd here at the Sportsplex. It's filling in nicely to cheer on their Saints. The Humber Hawks, though, they are a formidable opponent, no question about it. Had a chance to catch up with Saints player Anna Ulichny. She told us that her team needs to be flawless, and they also need to be strong and smart throughout.
Honestly, when they came here, we had to focus on their key players, like Maya Campbell-Johnson. She went off on us all game, so we need to focus on her. Janae Giles is a big key player for them as well. So sticking to our game plan, attacking their key players. We also need to move the ball on offense. Yesterday we had a really good shooting game, so we obviously can't rely on that because every game's going to be different. We need to move our offense, like use screens, backdoor cuts. We also turned them over when we went to Humber at least 30 times. So when they came here, we didn't do that as often, but we need to come out with really strong defense. Every game's a big game in a tournament like this. I'm hoping that we come out strong, and we kind of struggle with our third quarter quite a bit. It's kind of like a routine, but we can't have that routine, right? So we were just talking about it in the change room, how we all have to come out and play really strong all 4 quarters.
Annie Ulichny of the St. Clair Saints ready and focused to go here against the Humber Hawks. The Humber Hawks, again, the West Division champions, a record of 17-1. Their only loss coming against the Fanshawe Falcons. They defeated the Saints twice during the regular season. Veteran player Jana Giles says the team every game sets goals, and that's the key to their success. It'll be no different here tonight against the Saints.
Of course, AJ expects us to, have a different mentality than whatever everyone else expects us from, what we expect from ourselves, what he expects from us. But it's just the same stuff. Every single day we come out here, we push ourselves as a team and as individuals, and we just set goals. And once we set those goals and we accomplish those in the game, we set other goals once we accomplish them. So
certainly an outstanding player, Janae Giles of the Humber Hawks. The Saints will have to pay close attention to her, and of course a couple of the other players of the Hawks. This team is loaded, strong, and certainly they want to get back into the medal winnings. They have a chance to get back to the gold medal game here this evening. That sets up the game here this evening when we come back to the Sportsplex. It's the opening tip. It's the semifinal game number 2. It's the St. Clair College Saints taking on the Humber Hawks. Justin Prince and Aaron Sanders will have the call for you. You're watching the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships on We Digital Productions.
Hey, Herman Moore here, Detroit Lions legend and 4-time Pro Bowl player. Hey, get your tickets and join me for the 15th Annual Westby Awards on Tuesday, March 10th at the Caboto Club.
The 15th Annual Westby Awards are brought to you in part by Unifor Local 444, Lucier Glove and Safety, Hotham Building Materials, AM 800 CKLW, and We Digital Productions.
Welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario for the second semifinal matchup of the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championship between the St. Clair Saints and the Humber Hawks on We Digital Productions. Justin Prince alongside Aaron Sanders in the Mounts on Time Express broadcast booth as we get all set to go for what should be an entertaining semifinal, Aaron.
And it's going to be an interesting one, too. You got a team that's well-disciplined, and you got a team that established the press real well, so something has to give here in quest for the gold medal.
Introductions underway for today's matchup, and as the St. Clair Saints make their way out of the tunnel, it's time to take a look at your starting lineups for this semi-final matchup. Both of these teams have fought hard to get here, and it's Felicia Velasquez starting with Janae Giles, Ivana Tomasi, Camber Bayshard along with Maya Campbell-Johnson for the Humber Hawks. For the St. Clair Saints, it's Kirsten Tompkins alongside Anna Yelichny, Logan Casera with her sister Jenna. Nicole Tam, the fifth-year senior, rounds out the starting five for the St. Clair Saints. The Humber Hawks today, they'll be wearing their white jerseys with the blue trim. For the hometown St. Clair Saints, their green jerseys with the white trim. And the fans packed into the stands today, especially with a challenging matchup for the hometown squad. Humber, top 10 in a majority of their statistics entering today.
That's right. When it comes to the points per game, they average 82. That's second. Field goal percentage, 39%. That's in third place. And they really made use of that percentage last night in their win against Sheridan.
As introductions continue, today's officials will be Faye Shane along with Paul Carter and Janice Liu for today's matchup. In your opinion, what are the keys to victory in this game, Aaron?
Well, I think it comes down, once again, to the defense. If you don't put a body on Maya Campbell-Johnson, then that might be a problem. For Humber, you have to be ready for the press, and you have to keep moving regardless. Find some good shots, pick your spots accordingly, and when you're on the defensive end, pressure them to take the outside shot.
All teams just about set to go for today's matchup. Yesterday, for the quarterfinals matchup, were St. Clair when they hosted the George Brown Huskies. Just under 1,000 fans packed into the Sportsplex. Around that same total, prepare to watch tonight's semifinal matchup. Again, the winner of this game goes to the gold medal matchup tomorrow. The loser goes to the bronze medal game. Who will come out on top? We're about to find out. The 2018-19 silver medalists in the Saints will start from left side to right. Humber tipping off from the right side of the court. They were gold medalists from 2014-15 all the way to 2017-18. Both teams set to go with Tam jumping for the Saints, Campbell-Johnson for the Hawks. We are underway for Windsor, Ontario. Saints with the first possession of the game. Yelichny nearly loses the dribble. Logan Casera sizes up. Swung around to Tompkins. Drives it in, back to Logan Casera. 12 on the shot clock. Tompkins to Tam. Down low. Batted away, out of bounds. Still 7 on the shot clock.
And you can see the pressure immediately closing right in down to the low post. That's what you want to do. Shot clock at 6.
Janica Serra outside for 3. She's gone.
And remember, she started on a three-point tear to start the game off yesterday.
Started that game 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. Janica Serra did. She finished with 20 points against the George Brown Huskies. Hawks set up for their first possession on offense. Velasquez, 8 on the shot clock. Drives by Yelichny. Kick back outside. Tomasi drives in. 1 on the shot clock. Can't get it to roll in. Rebound picked up by Tam, her first of the game. Approaching 1 minute into the first quarter here on We Digital Productions for the semifinals for the OCAA Women's Basketball Championship. Logan Casera kicks it out to Tompkins for 3. No, she doesn't get it. Rebound picked up by Giles.
And pay attention to Ivana Tomasi. She had a scoring run herself last night. Giles.
Outside, no good, off the back of the rim. Tam quickly with 2 rebounds in this matchup. The OCAA All-Stars of the Casera twins. Pass it back and forth. Logan Casera pulls up for 3, gets it to go.
Just like her sister. But you mentioned early on in the tournaments that they played differently.
Indeed, remember St. Clair as well started with 3 big triples to begin the first quarter against the Huskies. Outside for 3, no good. Rebound picked up by Tompkins. Approaching 2 minutes into the first quarter. Outside, Logan Casera again for 3. Yes, she's got it!
Talk about having overtones of last night's game. St. Clair up 9-0.
St. Clair, as we talked about, 13th in the OCAA in 3-point percentage entering the tournament, 25%.
And they're 75% from downtown to start things off.
Tomasi Drives it in over Tam, draws the whistle for the first personal of the ball game. Tam's first, St. Clair's first team foul.
And like last night, Ivana Tomasi's doing what she does best, drawing up the contact. She had so many touches with the ball last night against Sheridan. It's going to be evident enough that she's going to get more touches and get some points on the board.
Tomasi to the strike. And looks to try and get Humber up on the scoreboard, and does after a 9-0 run to start for St. Clair yesterday. The free throw percentage, 71.4% as a group. 12 of 19. 9-1 is the score.
Pay attention to Noor Bazzi. She's shifty on defense, but she could get things going on from downtown.
She's on the floor, lined up alongside Tompkins, Yelichny, and the Casera twins. Stolen away by the Hawks, taken up by Giles. Giles to Campbell Johnson. Whistle called, it's a travel.
Honestly, that's a tough break right there because it was a really great move. But you have to watch where you're planting your feet or how you're dragging it. Take one more look at it. That would have been a nice feed for Campbell Johnson to get her on the board.
Yeah, she was wide open on the cut. Approaching 3 minutes into the first quarter. Bazzi swings it back out to Tompkins. Paint wide open. Bazzi pulls up for three. Rims out. Rebound picked up by Tompkins after the strip. Yes, she's got it.
And keep in mind, even though you have the ball in your hands, you have to look up and see who's going to be guarding you off on the fast break. Full court pressure, St. Clair.
Humber able to get off the inbound in time. They were scrambling to figure out who would bring it in. Tomasi off to Campbell Johnson. Swung around to Giles for three. Off the front rim. And Humber still ice cold from the field to start. 0 for 4. Bazzi off to Yelichny. Cuts to the left. Logan Gacera. She cuts to the left. It's one around the outside. Back to Bazzi. 8 on the shot clock. Off to Janica Serra. Guarded by Velasquez. Nearly loses the ball. Have to get up in time. Way off the mark. It sails out of bounds. Either way, would have been a 24-second shot clock violation. First substitution comes into the game. It's Brittany English for the Humber Hawks.
And we saw in the last play, Humber just closing down defensively as the shot clock went down.
Hawks still looking to get their first made field goal. Just one made free throw up on the score sheet. 11-1 run for the Saints. English. 11 on the shot clock. Outside Giles to Velasquez. Cutting to the baseline. Able to find space on the drive. Gets it off the window.
Well, the problem with the help side defense is when you have too many players there, you know you're going to have an opening on the weak side defense. That's why Velasquez was able to drive right in and get the shot to go.
Yeah, she was one of the top players. In fact, was the player of the game for Humber last night. Bazzi pulls up for three. Doesn't draw iron out of bounds. It goes. And remember, Bazzi had a strong game for her side. She'll watch as Tompkins comes out and Amont comes in.
Yeah, she was the player of the game last night, and we'll get to the stats in a moment. But St. Clair has to stop chucking up those threes and try to find ways to get inside.
For Bazzi last night, 17 points, 16 rebounds. Full court pressure broken through by the Hawks. Velasquez up the lane, no good. Rebound picked up by the Saints. St. Clair charges it up to Amon. Pass back to Bazzi. Logan Gacera working away around the outside. She's got the ball. Drives into the paint over English. Gets it to roll in. Bombers chair timeout called. The first by the Humber Hawks. And a 13-3 run to start the game for St. Clair.
And this is exactly what I said. You need to stop chucking up those long-range shots and take the initiative to go right in. And that's what Logan Casera did. Found some cracks in the weak side defense, and she just took it in with the right side.
As mentioned, Humber Hawks taking the timeout as Coach Schaumer looks to discuss things. The ninth-year head coach for this Hawks program. Take a look at the stats. Humber was first in the West entering the tournament. Also scored a second best in the OCAA, 82 points per game, Aaron.
And you know what? They have been limiting it to 3 points. And remember, the majority of those points have been going to the free throw line. So they're doing one thing, going to the line, but it's problematic when you have more points at the free throw line than you do in the field goal range.
Yeah, especially with the way this game's gone with Andy Kiss and his squad having a stellar start with the momentum. And as we've seen, if you control momentum in this tournament to start a game, it's been a majority of the time you come up on top. We've seen one major comeback, make two in this tournament so far.
Absolutely, and you have to take credit for Fanshawe Algonquin, who had a tremendous game the last time. That's what you were referring to.
Yes, in the last semifinal.
Absolutely.
That's seen Algonquin come back with a 16-3 run to begin their third quarter. Still at the halfway mark of the first quarter between St. Clair and Humber. Campbell Johnson drives to the post, has the size mismatch. Travel called by referee Paul Carter.
And you know what? That's rare to see Campbell Johnson stop in her tracks immediately like that. So St. Clair must have adjusted big time overnight.
Yeah, and that was one of the main things we're working on coming into the tournament was post defense, as well as the post offense, because there was a lot of times we were talking about there was potential for fouls.
And the last time Maya Campbell Johnson was at this court, she torched the St. Clair Saints, especially in the second quarter.
Meanwhile, Ahmad with 11 on the shot clock. Can't kick it off, goes for the baseline jumper instead, rims out. Picked up by English, draws the lead whistle. She goes out of bounds down the baseline.
And we're seeing a couple of cardinal sins committed by Humber already. It's one of those spots where you commit those most turnovers, the corner.
St. Clair inbounded towards the corner this time. Janica Serra on the left side of the St. Clair end of the court. Off to Bassi from deep range, can't rim it in. Picked up by Vasquez, fast break up to English. Has the defender behind, still makes the bucket.
And that's one thing you have to be aware of, the fast break from Humber.
We've seen that a few times in their quarterfinal matchup against Sheridan. Whistle call, ball knocked out of bounds. Couple substitutions we brought in with this stoppage. Kia Watt comes into the ball game. They'll also bring in Taisha Wareham, the second-year player from Brampton, Ontario.
And Taisha Wareham played a few minutes last night against Sheridan. One of those strong players for the Hawks.
Wareham currently set up and inside the paint. Watt on the defense of Logan Gacera. Outside Bozzi, inside the arc. Gets the long shot to go. They counted a triple. Correction, long two coming from official Carter. 15-5 the score. Vasquez gives it off. In the post, Wareham. Wareham spins back. Can't get the shot to drop. Logan Gacera picks up the rebound. Whistle comes from behind. And a Humber foul called. And the Tecumseh, Ontario native, the fifth year in Bayshard, with the over and back on Logan Gacera.
Trying to back tap that rebound for a second chance for Humber.
Instead, it draws a substitution. Tompkins back onto the floor. 3:33 to go in the first quarter.
And keep in mind who's in the game as well, JP. Nicole Tam. She's a player that can spread the floor right in the mid-range.
Tam gives it off to Janica Serra. Paint left open for now. Bozzi calls for motion. Tam sets up on the high post. Janica Serra on the cut. Yelichny gives it off to Tompkins. 6 on the shot clock. From deep range, Yelichny, yes, she's got it!
It's deja vu all over again as St. Clair is unconscious from three-point land. Brittany English.
Kick back outside for three. Watt can't get it to go. The cold spell continues for Humber. The second chance does fall from Wareham.
It's about time somebody gets an open opportunity for that shot.
11-point lead for the Saints. Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter here from Windsor. Janica Serra off to Tam. Gets the give and go. Off to Bozzi. Bozzi smothered by English. 5 on the shot clock. Spins back for the jumper. Can't get it to go. Wareham chases down the rebound. Bozzi on the defense. Taken back up by Watt. Watt loops it back. Back outside Wareham. Drives it over Tam. Can't get it to go. Tam picks up the rebound off the top.
And it's a good job for her to keep her hands up right there and not go with the body. That's what she's been working with Phil Milanis and company during shoot-around a few nights ago.
Tam, meanwhile, draws the whistle. First make it second against Humber this quarter. And the first trip to the stripe for the Saints.
And man, oh man, Nicole Tam's a fast learner, especially when it comes to it, because she's one of those players in the front court that would get into foul trouble. She kept her hands up defensively, and on the other hand, she knew she was going to get that contact in one way or another. So she's at the line, and why not? Good defense gives you a reward, and that sends you to the line.
Wareham's first personal second-team foul for the Hawks. St. Clair was 9th in the OCAA entering the tournament in free throw percentage, 64.4%. And one of the big key contributors to St. Clair's success in the second half of the season, similar to what we've seen last season, was bringing in a fifth-year player in the second half of the campaign.
A year ago, they had Kim Maroon to spread things out in the front court. Now they have Nicole Tam coming back in her final go-round.
8.9 points per game for Tam, 7 rebounds per game entering the tournament. Outside, 1, 8 on the shot clock. Draws contact. She'll go to the line to shoot for 2. Jenica Serra on the personal.
Looks like they're going to call the foul on Nicole Tam, but she was right behind Kia Watt, one of the players that has the distinction of being part of the West Division All-Rookie team.
You see Tam having to go to the bench. She's now in foul trouble with that second personal because of the call. For that ball.
Sorry, JP. It's a crying shame she has to go to the bench right now because she did a good job keeping her defender right in front of her. But in that case, when you draw that foul, that's going to be crucial. Free throw missed by Watt.
Watt, 70% on the season entering the tournament for the free throw line. Was a West Division All-Rookie team member declared at the banquet area.
Absolutely, and the Humber Hawks ended up with 2 players that has the All-Star distinction and 1 team in the All-Rookie team as well.
Indeed. Jenica Serra, meanwhile, kicks it away, and a pushing foul called. Offensive foul against St. Clair.
And usually when you have the intensity, it's hard to contain it at some times, and St. Clair a little too ambitious when it comes to just getting that drag, as you see right there near the elbow.
Ahmad, though, was the one holding on to Campbell Johnson. She gets the personal 13 foul for St. Clair. Down low, 1, doesn't get a whistle. Bazzi picks up the rebound. Under 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Jenica Serra looks to cut inside again. Steps forward, can't get the lucky bounce. Campbell Johnson picks up the rebound. Off and away go the Hawks. Wareham just keeps it in bounds. Watt draws the reach for the 4 personal against the Saints this quarter.
And right now, it's a matter of just slowing things down. Let's take a look at the last fast break opportunity. Watt with a nice bounce pass, and Tasia Wareham trying to keep the ball inbound, but Watt was the trailer throughout all of that, and St. Clair had no choice but to close in and go for the foul.
Tompkins called for her first personal, and a substitution coming in for the first time today. It will bring in Jalen Blee. Next foul puts Humber in the bonus. Blee swings it around to Tabasi. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Tabasi drives, draws contact, and they'll give her continuation for the N1. That time on the push from St. Clair's defense.
And that puts St. Clair over the limit, too. I don't know why they're trying to find some ways to get that aggression fouls or whatnot, JP. It's one thing to stop somebody going in for the easy deuce, but you have to show some discipline, considering that you were up by as much as 11 once upon a time.
Rebound picked up after the Tompkins foul to draw that N1, and the Hawks throw it away, trying to pass it out to the sideline. St. Clair possession, leading by 7. Humber slowly coming back after starting ice cold from the field. St. Clair just a tick under 50%, 7 of 15. Bazzi, no good on the layup. And a reach in by Bazzi draws the quick whistle.
I don't think that foul was necessary at all, because I get it. You're driving right down to the baseline and you float it right up, but that foul right there is not necessary. That sends Humber to the line.
Remember, Humber in the bonus. Hawks will go to the other end for the free throw. Watt to the strike. Watt scored 10 plus points multiple times, 12 to be precise. Scored 20 points in games 3 times during her rookie campaign. Makes the first of 2, and all of a sudden the Hawks only down by 6 after trailing by as much as 11 in this quarter.
And you have to keep in mind, even with those turnovers, they find a way to bounce back, and it's a 5-point game.
Approaching 30 seconds to go. Possible 2-for-1 opportunity for the Saints. Amon gives it off to Yelichny. Back outside for 3. Janica Serra way off the mark. Shot clock is off for the Wareham rebound. Humber slowing it down. Getting directions from the sideline. Focus on the one shot. Outside, Tomasi cuts right. Drives in the paint for the bucket.
And what did I say before? Once Tomasi gets things going, that heats things up for Humber.
Bassi, one-handed chunk. No good, and all of a sudden, the Hawks are back in the conversation. After 1 quarter of play, it's a 1-possession game, 18-15. You're watching the OCAA Women's Basketball Championship live on Weeds Productions. We'll be back after this.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Hi, I'm DJ Smith, head coach of the Ottawa Senators. For the best in local sports coverage, We Digital.
Taking a look at Andy Kiss as he's discussed things at the start of the second quarter. Here at We Digital Productions, 18-15 the score between the Saints and the Hawks. In this OCAA Women's Basketball Championship semifinal, Justin Prince alongside Aaron Sanders, the Monson Time Express broadcast booth. And there's a reason for those types of looks from some of those Saints faithful. We were just discussing this. The offense went ice cold.
Yeah, especially for the St. Clair Saints. I mean, they didn't score. The last field goal was at the 3-minute mark. And at the same time, that was their largest lead. They were up 13, but Humber turned on the Jets and were able to go back to the line and score from there. Leading scorer for the Hawks, Ivana Tomasi. Remember, I told you once, and I'll say it again, if Tomasi gets things going for the Humber Hawks, you can expect them to get back in this game. Leading scorer for the St. Clair Saints, Logan Casera with 8, 2 for 2 for downtown, 3 of 3 overall.
Backing away for the start of the second quarter. Hawks trail by 3. Campbell Johnson drives over Janica Serra. Can't get the lucky roll. Picks up the second chance bucket.
And that's somebody that needs to heat up immediately. St. Clair did a good job stopping her in the first 10 minutes. But this is the quarter where she heated things up in their last regular season visit a few weeks ago.
Just the first shot from the field for Campbell Johnson as Tompkins gets it outside. Draws the foul. And hard contact on the jump shot. She'll go to the strike for 3.
And look at Jalen Bui. Just overcommitting. Thought she got the steal off of Noor, and you could see her sneaking right up from bottom to top to stop Tompkins' shot.
Bui called for first personal. First team foul of the quarter. Tompkins makes the first of 2. Now when it comes to Tompkins, a player that has been big when it comes to the St. Clair program. Last year was a Rookie of the Year in the West Division and all-rookie team member. This year has been good when it comes to a balance of bringing some timely scoring, but as well rebounding, double-digit rebounds.
10.7, fourth in the OCAA. Compare that to the 7.2 rebounds she got last season.
She got 10-plus rebounds in 9 games. That ball going out of bounds to send up the inbound. 21-17 the score. Approaching 1 minute into the second quarter on We Digital Productions. Justin Prince alongside Aaron Sanders in the Monson Time Express broadcast booth. Hawks looking to try and get their first lead of the game this quarter. Campbell Johnson double teamed in the post, can't get it to go. Logan Casero on the rebound. Dolichny slows things down, off to Bazzi. Foot on the line, can't get it to go. Tapped out of bounds. They say St. Clair possession still. Fresh 14 for the Saints as a result there.
And again, Saints doing a good job on the other end, limiting Maya Campbell-Johnson to a tough fadeaway jumper to lead up to this.
Back outside, the Saints go. Logan Casero gets this hard screen. Some separation over Campbell-Johnson, yes!
And you know, I find it hard, and I don't know why Maya Campbell-Johnson didn't get close to the basket to meet Logan Casero for the finger roll.
Quick three attempt from Giles, no good. Right to Dolichny for the rebound. St. Clair puts on the Jets. Back to Bazzi. This time waits around for Tompkins. Has the mismatch on Campbell-Johnson. Pass to Bazzi, tapped out of bounds. Velasquez last to touch it.
Boy, did St. Clair get bailed out on that one. We know how hard of a worker Velasquez is on the court, and she read that bounce pass easily.
Still 10 on the shot clock. Just past 90 seconds of the quarter, and a foul called before the shot attempt. Contact, it seemed, on the pick attempt.
Take a good look at the far left corner as Dolichny and Bayshard go at it. And Bayshard just trying to put too much power into Casero on that seal.
Bayshard's second foul taken away by the Hawks. Campbell-Johnson off to Giles. Back outside. Long mid-range, it's good. Campbell-Johnson.
That is a pretty step back. When you create enough separation and you make the defense go right down to the basket, all you have to do is just step back and pop it like what Maya Campbell-Johnson just did.
Campbell-Johnson, a strong shooter in the regular season, was 8th in the OCAA field goal percentage, 47.2%. Logan Casero fades back and misses, picked up by Velasquez. Velasquez gives it off outside to Masi. And a whistle called, another travel. And the officials have been strict about travels all tournament long, Aaron.
It's weird to see that because you think with the regular season done and everything, you tighten things up, but you learn a whole lot more when it comes to the tournament and that record's wiped off.
Janica Serra, meanwhile, outside. Bazzi cuts in, defended hard. Tompkins gets it instead. Over top, the big man, no good. Vasquez able to pick up the rebound. Tomasi will take it up. Tomasi sidesteps, spins in. Couldn't get the whistle, instead steps out of bounds.
I have to feel for Tomasi right now because that was a gorgeous spin move on her way to the basket, but the problem was she spun around too close to the basket. As you take a look right there, didn't have enough time to set up for a leaner.
And instead, as it goes out of bounds, you see at the end of the replay too, went right off of her. What a move by Bazzi. Logan Casera gets it back to Janica Casera. Slip screen set by Logan. Into the shot clock once again. Janica Casera chucks it away to Campbell-Johnson for the steal. Up the floor goes Bayshard, can't handle the pass. Turned back over, second straight possession turned over.
And that's the second possession in a row. Saints defense was able to pressure Humber right out of bounds.
And a couple substitutions as Tomasi out of the ball game, one into the game for the Hawks.
What St. Clair needs to do in this possession is to not go for the long bomb. They're 4 of 12 from three-point land right now. Try to work something near in the mid-post.
Dolichny outside to Bazzi. Stolen away by one. Taken up the floor, can't get it to go. Too much traffic. Bazzi takes it back up. Janica Casera sets up in the far corner. Gets it outside the arc. Logan Casera moves to that point. Janica Casera gets it stripped away. Velasquez picks it up at the baseline. 23-19 the score, approaching 4 minutes into the second quarter. Campbell-Johnson fades back on the post off the back rim. Picks up her own miss. Can't keep the squeeze on it. Dolichny with the rebound, taken up by Tompkins. Janica Casera Guarded by Velasquez. Tompkins cuts in. Logan Gacera cuts to the left. Pulls up for three. Way off the mark, off the top of the backboard.
Too much power put on that. Giles.
Off to Want. And an offensive foul. Giles' first personal.
And the power from Janae Giles. She wasn't aware that Logan Casera was ready under the semicircle.
Bombers chair timeout called by Andy Kiss. Once again, the score 23-19 as the Saints want to discuss things. Overall, just 5 total points scored by the Saints this quarter, Aaron.
And I'm not happy with their shot choices as of late, JP. We saw Logan Casera's shot just shooting it too high, and it prompted that ball to ricochet right off the top of the backboard. It's based off the pressure. And usually for a team that shoots around 25% in the regular season, that's something you have to expect.
And you see the stat lines up on your screen. Field goal percentage usually 33%, three-point percentage 25%. And you can see this is a team that wanted to walk their way into this tournament, not just be simply the host.
Yeah, that's what we've been discussing on these telecasts since the season began. Just because they were able to get through with that, it doesn't mean nothing's going to be given to them for free. They beat George Brown in a very tough game last night by 8. So it's a matter of switching up your game plan accordingly, especially against a team that knows a thing or two about reaching the OCAA podium in the last decade.
Absolutely. As talked about at the top of the broadcast, Humber looking to try and get themselves a gold medal for the first time since 17-18. Did not place in the medal positions last season. Logan Gacera open, Yolichny even more open for three.
And I believe they call that bank.
Makes it a 7-point lead. And already half-court pressure from St. Clair. Off to Velasquez. Off to English. 9 on the shot clock again. Giles to Velasquez up top for three. Yeah, she's got it. That's her hot spot. It's been that way every time we've seen her in this gym.
Especially the win against Sheridan last night, too.
Yolichny guarded hard, gets stripped by Velasquez, takes it up, make it 5 straight points for Felicia Velasquez.
This is what happens when you're the smallest player on the court. You have eyes everywhere.
Velasquez, 5'4", fourth-year player from Brampton. Swung around to Yolichny, looking for back-to-back trees. She's got it. 5-point game for the St. Clair Saints, just past halfway in the second. Moved across the timeline, Giles. Give it to Velasquez. Velasquez, the leader in assists in the OCAA this season, 5.6. She'll go on the pick and roll with Campbell Johnson. Off to Giles for three. Credit her with an assist. One possession game. Nicole Tam gets it stripped away by One. Drawing contact. She'll have a chance to tie at the stripe. Tam's third personal, St. Clair's second team foul this quarter.
And it doesn't matter if you have your hands up the whole time. Once they find a way to go right into your body, and when you keep on moving like what Tam did, that's going to draw those fouls.
And again, Watt to the strike. So far, Humber 5 for 7 at the free throw line. First one grazing the netting, but not into the bucket. Second one is good, 1-point game. On the floor for St. Clair, Norbasi, Logan Gacera on Yolichny, Kaludaman, rounding at the 5, Janet Gacera. Stolen away again, this time Velasquez. Hesitates. For the lead, English from 3, gets it a roll in. Bombers chair timeout called, the last of the half for St. Clair. And the Humber Hawks have their first lead of the ball game.
And just look at how Brittany English was open right there. Felicia Velasquez, all she needed was to go with the top just to see who who she needs to pass to in the left side, and that just opened up a beautiful opportunity for Humber. They're up 2.
And English, one of the players, a part of the Hawks, who are also a part of that OCAA gold medal team that eventually went on to be CCAA national champs.
So a lot of experience for Humber, obviously, and for St. Clair, they're trying to find their way back into this. And look how tough the West Division was at the end of regular season play. You're looking at 1 versus 3 at the moment, JP.
Yes, indeed. The only loss for the Hawks on the season came to Fanshawe. St. Clair in that West Division, 14-4. Their losses coming both times to Humber, both times to Fanshawe.
Absolutely, and keep in mind, at the moment, there was only one division, East Division team into this, and now it's going to come down to who's going to win the gold medal in the West Division.
Well, you have to remember the team that does not come away with the W in the semifinal does go to the bronze medal game tomorrow. That will be where that one Eastern Division team, the Algonquin Thunder, are waiting to see who they play after tonight. Back underway, under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. St. Clair with possession. Ulichny for the lead back. Off the left rim, picked up by Giles. Jump ball called. Ahmad tied up with Giles, and the possession arrow will keep the ball at that end of the court.
And Kaluta Ahmad's one of those defenders you do not want to get started on the other end. She recognized the possession arrow and just zeroed in on the ball right away.
Logan Gacera gets the inbound directly. This time Ulichny matched up. Foul off the ball before the shot. Logan Gacera drawing the whistle, colliding with the Humber Hawk, trying to set a screen. And quickly, the Hawks now have their 4th personal in the corner. Giles is second. This time, Bozzi will inbound it from the sideline. Logan Gacera wanting it. Ulichny getting it. Logan Gacera moves to the low post. Swung around the top. Ahmad with 2 on the shot clock. To Jenna Gacera at the buzzer. Beats it! Back and forth, we go in this semifinal matchup. Double team coming on 1. Vasquez takes it up. Off to Giles for the 3 back.
Yep.
Gets into bounds. And all of a sudden, it's raining threes in the Sportsplex.
You have to be careful with that because you want to limit somebody. Bazzi.
And how about another triple? Full court pressure coming from the Saints this time. Chucked up to English. To Campbell Johnson in the low post. Off to English again. Back outside. Wide open is 1 off the back rim. Janet Gacera picks up the rebound. St. Croix leads by 1, 35-34 in a back and forth second quarter. Bozzi back to Janet Gacera, swung around the outside. Logan Gacera back to Jenna, back to Bozzi for 3 again. Can't get it a rim in. Battle for the ball. Ahmad ties it up with Campbell Johnson. Jump ball called. Possession arrow goes to the Hawks. 2:07 to play in the first half. And what a first half, Aaron.
What a shootout here in the second quarter as well.
Campbell Johnson giving off to Watt. Giles moves for space. Velasquez gets it up at the top again. 6 on the shot clock. Campbell Johnson, hard screen. Moving the feet on the screen. Offensive foul. Campbell Johnson's first personal, and St. Clair's in the bonus.
But remember, since it was an offensive foul, they don't go to the line.
Substitution will bring Bayshard back into the game. Bozzi has the switch across to Logan Gacera. Bozzi with space on the perimeter, gets it back, Bayshard on the defense. Once again, back to Bozzi. 7 on the shot clock. Janet Gacera draws the pump. Bozzi for the long shot. Off the back screws. Swung back to Bozzi for the second chance. Deflected away. Giles draws a whistle up the floor. Ulichny in that spot. Just the second foul against St. Clair this quarter. Yolichny's first. Foul drawn inbound from the sideline with a minute 19 to play in this first half.
And you see Velasquez sizing up on Anna Lichny right away.
Giles. Swung around to Bayshard. Campbell Johnson battling with Bozzi down low. Moves back to the low post. Batted away, picks it back up. Reset with 4 on the shot clock. Giles loses the handle. Can't get off in time. 24-second shot clock violation.
And that's what St. Clair needed to do at the start. Get Campbell Johnson out of the paint and into the mid-range game. Force her to fluster to move the ball around. And they were aware of the clock too, so they shut them down.
Under a minute to play in the first half. Logan Casera with it. Back to Jenna. Jenna Casera to Yolichny for 3. No good, too long on the shot. Whistle called. Foul calling against St. Clair according to the signal. And a foul going against Logan Casera for her first personal.
And again, Lichny was so sure with the 3, but it's the matter of the positioning and how much contact you create, and Logan Casera was right behind Campbell Johnson.
Humber wanting the lead back here. Velasquez sizing up. And an offensive foul called against Humber. Have to take a look at this one.
And keep in mind that it was an elbow. It was an elbow that prompted that offensive foul.
From English for her first personal. Off the ball. 5-second difference shot clock and game clock. Swung around for the mid-range. Logan Casera baseline. Too long. Ahmad tries to keep it in bounds in the second chance. Stepped on the baseline on the rebound. Shot clock is off. Under 16 seconds to play.
And you see Lichny, Ahmad, and Bazzi up top.
Inbounded straight to half court. Double team. English steps out of bounds down the sideline. And another turnover for the Hawks in the second quarter.
Saints could look for the last shot of the half.
Pressure coming from Bayshard. Backs off as Logan Casera brings it. Bozzi pulls up for 3. No good. At the buzzer, no shot put up. But at halftime, it's a thrower for the second semifinal of the OCAA Women's Basketball Championship. The St. Clair Saints lead 35-34 over the Humber Hawks. Back after these messages for halftime coverage with Dominic Papa. You're watching We Digital Productions live for the St. Clair College Sportsplex.
Here, it's about you. Your passion, your skills, stepping up to the challenge. It's here where we rise above, soar to our full potential, and where we become work ready. St. Clair College. It's time to take flight. Rise above the ordinary.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex here in Windsor, Ontario, the site of the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships here on We Digital Productions. An outstanding event unfolding here, an outstanding game here this evening. Tournament has ran extremely smoothly. A lot of planning went into this, and some of it was spearheaded by this gentleman joining me right here, the Vice President of St. Clair College, Mr. Ron Segan, and thanks for doing this with us, Ron. And
thank you.
you know, there's a great team on the floor, and those basketball girls. But boy, what a great team you have off the floor, led by Christy Gatto here.
Yeah, it goes back to the vision 6 years ago, Dom, when the college built the Sportsplex. Sports tourism and attracting provincial championships was a big part of that. And Christy and a big crew, I don't even want to mention names, there's so many of them, have been working, as you know, for weeks to get this ready, but couldn't be happier with the way things are going.
Yeah, and, you know, this Sportsplex, again, the vision, you know, getting the Sportsplex, but also creating a great athletic environment and one that's, you know, working for the students now is because it's been part of the curriculum, put in as part of the curriculum. So this thing is bringing a lot of different elements to the college.
Yeah, for sure. It's a combination of you know, what we call work integrated learning and students involved in the delivery of events. Our indoor teams have been strong this year, and it's kind of been the year of big crowds here at the Sportsplex. We're starting to get used to 1,000 people out at these games, and as you would know, Dom, the sixth man on the court, the sixth woman on the court can really help.
And they're helping tonight, that's for sure. And they were great last night. We've got to keep that going here this evening. This is also, I mean, it's athletics, which is important. College does a great job in building, but it's also opened up a lot of doors for the college as far as recruiting goes. There's a lot of kids that are now saying, you know what, I have to look at St. Clair College.
Yeah, I mean, the destination strategy we put in place 2 to 3 years ago was specifically designed to attract people from around Ontario and from around Canada. And we're going viral. We're getting a lot of coverage, you know, thanks to our partnership with WeTV. But millennials look for this type of atmosphere, and you need it in your education. You need a balance, and you need a total experience, and we're getting there.
So the team now has also ventured into some football. You purchased a football team, and this goes back into that whole sports and recreation learning process, operating a football team and game day operations, sports management. That's a big part of all of this.
Yeah, a lot of the good things that happen at St. Clair because of our student groups.
Sure.
And the Student Athletic Association led the way on that football partnership. Just this week, 3 students from outside of Ontario have signed to play football here next year. We've never gotten those students before. And, you know, the AKO Fratmen are a 100-year tradition, so it fits nicely with the college philosophy of partnership. And it's going to be an exciting fall in the brand new sports park.
Yeah, it's exciting to see that thing getting built, and a lot of people are talking about it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
This is, again, this is not the first major event that this place has held, Ron. It's there's been 2 or 3 others already. The National Basketball Championships, women's were here. You had the Ontario Volleyball Championships. There's been some great events over here. The reputation of St. Clair and what they do and how they put these tournaments on has to be one that the OCAA looks at and really says, you know, this is where the bar is set.
Well, we hope so. That's what we're trying to do. And you mentioned earlier Christy Gatto and, you know, our veterans, Jay Schufeld, Ted Neal, and
yeah, those guys sleep, eat, and chew sports all day.
Kevin Corvo. And there's a lot of them here today. It's fun. It's attracting students to this location, and we hear good feedback from the other teams.
Sure.
And these are memories for these kids. They're going to remember these weekends, and you know, you and I did a long, long time ago. So it's partly giving back. It's promoting the college. Everything good about it.
Okay, now we got to get to this game, Mr. Segan.
Yeah.
And boy, we've already got a nail biter going, 35-34 at the half. But boy, really impressed with the women. Andy Kiss has really prepared them well for this game.
Yeah, it was a great first quarter, and Humber's not going to go away,
No.
and they didn't. But it's a half we'll live with because traditionally we're, you know, 8 to 9 points behind and have to dig out of that hole, which can take a lot of energy. But I'll take that first half all day long. And you know what? I don't like to say we're the underdog, but we are the underdog.
Oh, sure.
And when you start hanging around longer and longer, the pressure's not on us.
Nope. Hopefully Humber gets really uncomfortable fast. So, Mr. Segan, greatly appreciate it. Thank you for, on behalf of We Digital, thank you for allowing us to be part of this.
No.
And congrats on everything that's happened here. It's
Thanks,
been
Dom,
outstanding.
as always. Thank you.
Ron Segan, the hard-working vice president here at St. Clair College. Great leadership, no question about it, with Mr. Segan, Patty France, John Fairley, the gang here. They do an outstanding job for everyone. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we're going to break down that first half. Royal Church will join us. This is the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships on We Digital Productions.
Hey, Herman Moore here, Detroit Lions legend and four-time Pro Bowl player. Hey, get your tickets and join me for the 15th Annual Westby Awards on Tuesday, March 10th at the Caboto Club.
The 15th Annual Westby Awards are brought to you in part by Unifor Local 444, Lucier Glove and Safety, Hotham Building Materials, AM 800 CKLW, and We Digital Productions.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Hi, I'm DJ Smith, head coach of the Ottawa Senators. For the best in local sports coverage, We Digital.
Here, it's about you. Your passion, your skills, stepping up to the challenge. It's here where we rise above, soar to our full potential, and where we become work ready. St. Clair College, it's time to take flight. Rise above the ordinary.
We continue with our halftime report here at the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships. It's halftime between the St. Clair College Saints and the Humber Hawks. Dominic Papa joined by our basketball doctor, Royal Church, who's been following this tournament very closely. And this is semifinal game number 2. Fanshawe is already in the gold medal game. Algonquin will play for a bronze tomorrow. Both these teams trying to get to the gold medal game, Royal. A 35-34 lead for the Saints after the first half here. What were your impressions of that first half?
Well, it was a good first half for St. Clair. I think they shot the ball fairly well. I think Humber didn't shoot the ball particularly well, and Humber's not playing up to the level they played yesterday, which is hurting them, and it's keeping St. Clair in the game. But I think if I were to pick a key to winning or losing today, Dom, I would say St. Clair did a really good job defending Maya Campbell-Johnson. They held her to 4 points in the first half. That's really low for a player like that.
Yeah, that's significant.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Probably, if not the best, one of the best players in the whole OCAA. Now, the key is, can they do it in the second half when the chips are down and it's all there in front of you and it all counts big time? Can you hold her down, because you will win the game if you can hold her down.
All right. Speaking of taking the game, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Speaking of Johnson, here she is. Well, this is a St. Clair basket. That's Logan Kuchera scoring for St. Clair. Got out to a great start. They led 18-7 at one point, but slowly but surely, the Hawks chipped away. Here's Johnson right here. A good power move. Again, she's a force, Royal, no question about it.
She is.
And then Velasquez is going to hit a three-pointer here for the Hawks next. Again, Velasquez was outstanding yesterday. You spoke about her and told me she's one of those players that she doesn't show up on the radar, but boy, she's pretty effective. Here's the ball movement I like by the Saints here, Royal.
Yes.
I think they've been great the last 2 games.
With Annie Ulichny finishing it off with a 3.
Just quick ball movement, though. This is going to be Velasquez again, I believe. Oh, no, she's setting up a teammate here on this one.
That's number 4.
Yeah.
Brittany English.
Yep. Okay, I'll get that straight. I got my roster in front of me. And this is a Kuchera 3.
Very nice.
You know, you got to give the Saints credit. They even lost the lead momentarily, but they fought
Yeah.
back and you know, found a way to come up with a lead here at the halftime.
Those 3 or 4 threes early put them in the lead.
Here's what the numbers look like. Free throws, pretty even there. Turnovers, not too significant there. Pretty even half when you look and break it all down, Royal. It's a 3-point field goals. Maybe Saints have taken 21 shots. Humber just 10 on the 3 points.
Yes, the 35% field goal percentage and the 44% field goal percentage is significant, but then again, St. Clair's had more free throws. So it's kind of evened itself out, but I still think that, I'll tell you this, Dom, that people probably don't recognize. Campbell Johnson had to go to the trainer behind the Humber bench twice. She's got something in her upper leg that's bothering her. There must be a pull or a hamstring or something she's had from other games, and it's bothering her, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
So that's affecting her play a little bit. Depends on what happens with her.
Quickly, what's Andy Kiss telling his girls, Royal? Got 20 seconds here.
Well, he's certainly encouraging them, Dom, because they played well, but I think they have to defend Velasquez, and they've got Annie Ulichny on her on purpose to defend Velasquez, to stop her playmaking, and as I said before, Maya Campbell-Johnson.
All right. Greatly appreciated as always there.
Problem.
That's Coach Royal Church. A quick timeout. When we come back, third quarter action. This is the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships on We Digital.
Hey, Herman Moore here, Detroit Lions legend and 4-time Pro Bowl player. Hey, get your tickets and join me for the 15th annual Westby Awards on Tuesday, March 10th at the Caboto Club.
The 15th Annual Westby Awards are brought to you in part by Unifor Local 444, Lucier Glove and Safety, Hotham Building Materials, AM 800 CKLW, and We Digital Productions.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario, for more coverage of the OCAA Women's Basketball Championship. The second semifinal matchup. The Saints lead over the Hawks 35-34. Justin Prince alongside Eric Sanders in the Monson Time Express broadcast booth. Welcome back for what should be an exciting second half if the first half showed us anything with this packed Sportsplex.
Absolutely, and you know, there's a lot of takeaways from the first 20 minutes, but you have to take that out the window. The game's pretty much evenly matched, and it's a matter of who perseveres here in the second half.
Question's gonna be, will it be home court advantage? Or will it be the road team who comes up on top in the second half? Saints with the first possession of the third quarter, and they start with throwing the ball away. Velasquez off the knee of Bossy. No, they say out of bounds. Saints possession.
And that's a little bit difficult because I thought it went off of Noor Bazzi's shoe as it rolled right out of the bounds. But nonetheless, St. Clair will have another chance to start the third quarter off on the right foot.
Logan Gassera lined up with Anna Ulichny, Jenna Gassera, Noor Bazzi, Kirsten Tompkins, the 5. Small ball lineup worked for much of the first half. Outside, Ulichny. 7 on the shot clock. Logan Gassera. Pass back outside. Ulichny to beat the buzzer, no good. And a 24-second shot clock violation is the call.
And you know what's good is St. Clair's not relying on those outside shots, but you have to pay attention to the clock as well.
In 2019, Jenna Gassera came away with the scoring champion. 384 points in 20. That's 20.2 points per game. Campbell Johnson puts up the shot, no good. Ball picked back up by Bayshard for the fresh 14. Tomasi draws the whistle, offensive foul. Tomasi's first personal, first team foul of the quarter.
And that's a tough break for Tomasi because she saw the double team pushing right up near in the mid post. You see, you have the step and you're going up for the crossover, but Logan Casera was able to meet her at the right place at the right time.
Indeed, and in turn, the Saints get possession back. Still looking for the first made field goal at the corner, just past 1 minute into the third. Janica Serra, no good on the shot. Off of Logan Casera, out of bounds. And 35-34 the score in the third quarter of this OCAA women's basketball semifinal matchup. Winner goes to the gold medal game tomorrow. Loser goes to the bronze medal game to take on the Algonquin Thunder. Tomasi, swing around the outside. 12 on the shot clock. Velasquez. Off to Campbell Johnson. Back to Velasquez. For three. No good. Tapped around. Picked up by Campbell Johnson. Tomasi with 12 on the shot clock. Looks to pass it back. Giles. Cuts back inside again. This time baseline. Base shot. No good. Second chance once more. Velasquez. Cuts right to the hoop. Trying to draw contact, still gets the bucket.
And that's because St. Clair wasn't active on the glass. That opens up those second chance opportunities, and credit for Alicia Velasquez to read that.
Remember, Humber didn't lead this game until the final 4 minutes of the first half. Norbasi, meanwhile, draws the contact on Velasquez. She'll go to line to shoot for two. Velasquez's first personal.
It was pretty much the same play that we saw from Ivana Tomasi about a minute or so ago. One more look at this as Norbasi was able to observe the weak side defense. You see Janae Giles getting out of the frame, leaving Velasquez to take on Norbasi.
And Basi, we talked about this a bit, had that strong start to the tournament with the double-double. And is someone that's been getting better and better as the season has progressed in 2019-20, Aaron.
Absolutely. She now has 7 points into the game. She's been picking up on the shot choices, and defensively, she has been a beast.
Yeah, especially on the steals. Nearly forced one there. Tomasi takes it up the timeline. Back to the baseline. Giles with the cut, yes!
That's just too beautiful and too obvious.
Back and forth to start the second half here in Windsor. Logan Casera works her way into the paint. Drives in, off the mark, to the left side of the iron, taken up by the Hawks. Velasquez sizes back up. Gives it back outside Giles. Clustered on the right side of the court, no good. Campbell Johnson, second chance, draws the late whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And you know, regardless of that foul, St. Clair has done a good job, especially Bazzi, on closing down on Maya Campbell-Johnson. She only ended up with 4 points in the half, but you see another look at it. Campbell-Johnson putting the ball right down, giving the defense enough time just to jump up and anticipate a block.
Bazzi in turn called for the personal as Campbell-Johnson makes the first of two. Campbell-Johnson, about a 60, make an 80% free throw shooter around the campaign. 5 double-doubles. The regular season. And the two-time OCAA champ makes the second free throw, and all of a sudden the Hawks have the largest lead of the game in 3 points.
And this is the situation where St. Clair needs to be wise about their shot choices. They can't rely on the three-pointers as much because that got them in the hole in the first place.
Nicole Tam back on the floor, bringing Size into the lineup. Janica Serra guarded by Size and Campbell Johnson. Logan Casera gets it. Working her way in the far post. Can't get it to go on the hook. Picked back up by Bayshard on the rebound. Chucked up to Tomasi for the high tempo offense. Tomasi driving. Offensive foul. Her second personal.
And that's the second time Tomasi's got burned. That was the very same play we saw at the beginning of the third.
See it right there, able to plant the feet, Aaron.
And you know what? She did it right on time because I get a little bit anxious when it comes to the feet movement on the offensive foul.
They take Tomasi out, though, as a result. English into the game, the third-year player from Toronto. Tompkins. Back around to Logan Casera. Goes for the long-range jump shot. Too long. Out of bounds, goes to the Saints bench. Humber possession.
And again, it's a matter of boxing out. When you shoot a long shot like that, you have to expect a long miss.
Indeed. Hawks, though, looking to try and swing it around. They lead by 3. Passing lane cut off. Velasquez backs up. Able to set up with Campbell Johnson. Campbell Johnson rolls. Giles pulls up for 3. Off the back rim, Velasquez picks up the second chance on the outside arc. Campbell Johnson again goes for the pick and roll. This time, swung back to Giles a second time. This time, steps on the line, turn back over.
And St. Clair is very lucky because how often have we seen them just cluster right into the basket and not even have the time to spread out and play D on the top of the key. They have to reset to their zone defense because that movement right there, it could have gone a wrong way.
Ilechny, meanwhile, draws a hard whistle. English with her second personal. And just like that, Humber in foul trouble in the quarter, 4 personals.
And keep in mind, Sumasi also has 2 fouls on the bench too. But looking at Anu Ilechny's drive to the baseline, English with their right hand, Ilechny flipping up with the left hand. And that sends Ilechny to the line.
And Ilechny, it was discussed a bit about the importance of her in that last game. Remember, she missed the first 6 games due to an ACL injury in the preseason. Able to make the second free throw, 1-point game. Tomasi back into the ball game. Giles comes out.
And I like the confidence from Coach A.J. Sharma putting Tomasi back in, even though with 2 fouls.
Well, it's still not major foul trouble. You still have at least 1 more you can give in the quarter.
But you have to understand why she's getting those fouls, driving right down the baseline.
Yeah, 2 offensive fouls in the quarter. Down low, traffic for Campbell Johnson. Swung back outside, 10 on the shot clock. English can't bank it in. Janica Serra takes it back up. Outside Ilechny. Waits for the defense to set. Tompkins moves on the far side. Logan Cassera on the near side. Gives it back to Jenna. Back to Ilechny. Pulls up again for 3. Can't get it to roll in. English ain't gonna pick up. Moving up the floor. St. Clair wanted the trouble. English gives it down low. Bayshard down low. Banks it in. The Bayshard fan club getting something to cheer for. Remember, from Tecumseh. Bayshard forces the steal. Tomasi takes it up.
And Bayshard was open on that fast break. They slowed things down instead.
Give it now to Campbell Johnson. Coach Sharma wanting the give and go. Tomasi gives it out. English for 3. Rolls it in.
Even with that 2-3 zone defense, they were able to find a way to shift right in near the help side.
St. Clair feeling pressure. That time of the inbound. Janica Serra tries to go baseline. Gives it right to Velasquez on the pass.
If I'm Coach Andy Kiss, I would call a timeout if they make this.
Possibility as Nora Bazzi already making her way to the scorer's table. Velasquez off the screen. Drives to the cup. Overshoots the bucket. Logan Cassera brings it back up. Tam charges it forward. Back outside, Tompkins. Looks back to Ilechny. Given back to the post, Nicole Tam. Outside, Janica Serra for 3, and she's got it.
This is a good look. Nicole Tam just turning around and finding an open Jana.
Janica Serra, her 3rd triple this game. All her points from deep, 9 points. Outside, Bayshard. Down low to the post. Campbell Johnson gets the double team. No good. St. Clair trailing by a single possession under 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Tompkins pulls up with a long jump shot. Doesn't draw iron. Picked up once again by Velasquez.
And you can see right there the hurry-up offense prompted Thompson to put it right up. She wasn't ready.
Humber calling their offense. Bayshard. Outside English. Velasquez trying to cut around. Tomasi hesitates, steps back. The long shot, it's good.
And you know, it's been a long time since we saw her on the scoreboard. That's just well-deserved.
Tomasi just 7 points on the game tonight. Ilechny, though, gives it to Janica Serra. Guarded by Tomasi, back to Tompkins. 10 on the shot clock. Tam battles in the post. Over Campbell Johnson, the window, yes.
It's just that wide finish. You keep it close to your body. Campbell Johnson's going to be there to block it.
Humber looking to respond back. It's been back and forth the past couple possessions. This time offensive foul. Velasquez called for a second personal. Humber over the limit. But for the second time, as like the first time drawn by St. Clair, the offensive foul means they'll inbound.
And it's that shove from Felicia Velasquez.
And you can see how hyped up St. Clair is, Aaron.
This is a chance for them to get right back into this ball game, but remember, looking at their three-point stats, they're not faring well. Just try to get a close shot and just push up the pressure.
Logan Casero, Tabasi. St. Clair trying to swing it around on the floppy. Back to Logan Casero, overpassed. Keeps it in bounds. Humber steals it away. Tomasi. Over Yolichny. Yes, she's got it.
Is a broken play that's going to make or break you.
This time, Logan Casera sets up on the near side along her bench. And an offensive foul off the ball. Bayshard brought to the floor. And that was on the other side of the key in the battle down low.
It's a hard take that Bayshard had to go for, and that's Anu Lichty getting into the frame, trying to knock Bayshard out of the picture.
Second personal against Ulichny, second team foul. And Claire Damon brought in as a result for St. Clair to bring in more D with 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Bayshard, outside one, around to Tabasi. Tomasi, gonna give it to English. English smothered on D. Tomasi gets Bonzi to jump. Runs into Janica Serra. One on the shot clock. Outside one. No good. Air balls and out of bounds. 24-second shot clock violation. St. Clair possession. On the floor for St. Clair. Logan Casera, Nor Bonzi. Lined up alongside Janica Serra. Rounding up the lineup, Tompkins and Amon. Tompkins, long jumper, she's got it for three. Two-point game at the Sportsplex. English sets it up, off the Bayshard. Swat around the perimeter. Tomasi guarded by Tompkins. Sides is up, cut to the right. Double team. One, open, drive in the lane, no good, second chance, off the front rim, Bozzi brings it down. St. Clair with a chance to tie this possession. Janica Serra slows it down. Bozzi calls for motion, she cuts in. Logan Casera to Tompkins, long shot for three, no good. Hawks pick up the board once again, here comes Humber. Contact off the ball, no whistle, Bayshard for three. Air balls it straight to Logan Casera. Under 30 seconds to play in the third. Janica Serra inside for the tie. Yes, she's got it! Shot clock is off. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Pick set for Tomasi. Wareham cuts in, Bayshard, off to Wareham, baseline, the jump shot. Can't get it to roll in. After 3 quarters of play, it's all tied at 49. Fourth quarter coming up after this. You're watching Wheat Digital Productions live from Windsor.
Hi, I'm DJ Smith, head coach of the Ottawa Senators. For the best in local sports coverage, We Digital.
Here, it's about you. Your passion, your skills, stepping up to the challenge. It's here where we rise above, soar to our full potential, and where we become work ready. St. Clair College, it's time to take flight. Rise above the ordinary.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship Rings. This is who we are.
Taking a look at Coach Sharma discussing things with the Humber Hawks in a tie ball game, 49-all between the Hawks and the Saints. In the second semifinal matchup of the OCAA Women's Basketball Championship. Justin Prince alongside Aaron Sanders, the Moments on Time Express broadcast booth. Aaron, your thoughts for the start of this fourth?
Honestly, the third quarter was just based on defense. You're taking a look at this, it points off for turnovers. Humber 13, St. Clair 4. You have to look at the turnovers too. That's 16 to 13. That's a +3 for St. Clair. But honestly, what a run as both of these clubs went back and forth as far as their shooting was concerned. 39% for Humber, 35% for St. Clair. So pretty much evenly matched like it was to start the third.
Underway for the start of the fourth quarter on the floor for the Hawks. We lined up alongside Giles, English, Velasquez, and Bayshard to 5. English, second chance, no good. Rebounded by Tompkins. Tompkins has it stripped away. Giles gets the steal. This time Humber brings it up slowly. For St. Clair, it's Tompkins, Janica Sierra, Logan Casera, Nicole Tam, Ania Lichny, the 5. 14 on shot clock for the Hawks. Velasquez nearly loses the ball. English sets up again. Spins at the free throw line, the jump shot. No good, Logan Casera rips down the board. For Logan Casera, that's her 5th of this game. Has 10 total points. She'll set up the offense. Janica Sierra. Off to Tam in the post. Double team comes off to Tompkins. Outside off the front rim. Tap back out to Logan Casera. Draws a whistle. And St. Clair draws the defensive foul.
And Humber should have saw it coming. You saw how St. Clair was quarreling around the basket off of that. And Velasquez, again, overcommitting to get that defensive rebound.
Third foul against Velasquez this quarter. And in comes Campbell Johnson. For Campbell Johnson, it's been an up and down game. 6 points, 6 rebounds, but 2 steals and a block. Tompkins gives it off. No, to Logan Casera. Stopped by Bowie, back out Tompkins. Foot on the line, no good from the mid-range. Janica Casera forced the miss. Bowie picks up the ball. Taken back up by Humber, approaching 90 seconds into the fourth quarter on We Digital Productions. A chance to take on Fanshawe for the OCAA Championship tomorrow on the line. Velasquez gets the pick. The roll with Campbell Johnson. Off to Bowie for the mid-range jumper. Yep, she's got it.
And again, that's where the help side just collapsed, sagging right where the ball was, and Bui was the open man.
Pressure coming up the floor that time. Bozzi moves her way to the scorer's table. Janica Casera moves her way back along the arc. Tam gets it again in the post. Spins in with the right hand. No good. Out of bounds off of Tompkins. And back in the game comes Bozzi, and again, we've seen this substitution decision a couple times. Bring out Size and Tam, bring in Bozzi at first small ball lineup.
And as a defensive specialist too.
Campbell Johnson nearly has it stripped away off the inbound. Bowie takes it across the timeline. Velasquez takes it inside the paint. No good. Janica Casera forces the miss. Second chance. Too strong. Third chance for the Hawks. Pass down to Ilichny for the steal. Ilichny coast to coast and one. Count it. Ilichny with 13 points on the N1.
And that's where the hustle pays off. Lichny stayed on the play. She knew Bui was coming right after her. And look at that. The momentum's back on St. Clair's side. We're tied up.
Chance to take the lead back on this trip here. Free throw's good. St. Clair on the game.
You look, Lichny and Bozzi pushed up at the backcourt.
Now 8 for 10 of the game, St. Clair. Ball thrown out of bounds. St. Clair possession again. Now substitution, Tomasi comes back in, Boy comes out. Approaching 2.5 minutes into the fourth quarter in a thrower. Humber still yet to have a double-digit score. St. Clair with 3 on the court alone. Logan Casero kicked outside. Jelichny again. Too strong with a shot. The closest to double digits, Velasquez. She gives it off to Giles. Tomasi gets the jump. Off to Giles. Outside for 3. Yep, she's got it again.
And once again, the weak side defense keeps on sagging off on whoever has the ball. Where's the help on the top side?
And all of a sudden, Humber has their first double-digit score. Giles with 11 points this game. Janica Cyril off to Bazzi for 3 back. She's got it! The tug of war continues here in Windsor. Giles, bullet pass, down low, Bayshore draws contact, Tompkins on the foul.
And see, St. Clair wasn't ready for that bullet pass, but it's just a good decision as Bayshore just looked up, got the ball in time, and just flipped it right up. Another look at that Noor Bazzi 3 to regain the lead for St. Clair.
7 made free throws this game from Humber. They're 72.7% from the stripe. First is good from Bayshore. On the upper corner of your screen, you see some of the fans and family members cheering her on in the stands. Makes both free throws. Substitution coming back in. It's Ahmad for Thompson.
And there's the Amber Bayshard fan club right there. And you know what? She took those free throws very calm because, again, they're free throws.
56-55 the score. Jelichny for 3. St. Clair back up on top by 2. Tomasi avoids the strip. Circles back for the baseline. Velasquez calls for motion. Campbell Johnson, mid-range jump shot off the back rim. Bazzi will bring it back up off to Logan Casera. Janica Casera moves to the corner. Bazzi gives it to Ahmad. Janica Casera cuts back in. Logan Casera for 3, too strong. Giles picks it up in a sea of gray and white. Poke from behind. Chase back down. Who is it off of? Waiting for the signal. St. Clair wants it off of the Humber Hawks, and Campbell Johnson is down. Take a look.
What a tough play, and Kaluto Maad trying to battle with Campbell Johnson. Logan Casera doing a good job not adding to the pressure. But we still have to find out whose ball it is as the referees have a quick conference.
English comes in. It is Humber possession, and you've seen it go off what appear to be Ahmad there off the hand, I think, Aaron.
And that's what happens when you try to overcommit once again.
We have to appreciate the hustle in this big moment.
You're right.
Inbound will come from Velasquez. Looking for separation from Jelichny. Gives it to Tomasi. 15 on the shot clock. Down low, Campbell Johnson. Outside Tomasi. Open for 3. Swish.
And that's the player I expect to step up for the rest of the game. Again, so many touches last night. She's getting one tonight.
Bazzi, quick jump shot in transition, yes! Both teams quickly bring it back up. Tomasi into a sea of green. Bayshard cuts back in, no good. Janica Casero charges it up for St. Clair. Outside, the extra pass.
3 points.
Bazzi. No good. Humber might have got a piece of that one. Jelichny gets a piece of the steal. Bazzi getting separation. Looking to stretch the lead. 1 point advantage for St. Clair. Just past halfway in the fourth. Logan Casera cuts in. Blocked out of bounds. English on the rejection.
Good follow through from English to stay on Bazzi. Because again, she's been getting a whole lot of looks. Correction, that's Logan Casera. We have a barber's chair timeout, JP.
Yes, indeed. Humber taking this one. The Hawks want to discuss things, trailing by 1 with a St. Clair inbound coming up with 11 on the shot clock. Let's take a look.
And Nor Bazzi with the go-ahead shot, regaining the lead for St. Clair. We've said that so many times, but that's what happens when the defense shifts away over in the front. You create enough space for yourself to get the easy deuce.
And it gets discussing things in this crucial moment in the closing stages of the fourth quarter. Aaron, what's it going to take to get this win if you're either side at this point?
Well, you just have to keep on switching up. St. Clair's doing a good job with their shot choices, but again, those three-point misses, they may come back to haunt them. And Humber's doing a good job still switching around when St. Clair moves the ball around the perimeter. They have to keep on doing that. But on the Humber end, of course, keep on giving it to Ivana Tomasi. She's going to find some ways to create some shots, whether driving to the basket or go for the mid-range jumper, because it's elementary by now that Campbell Johnson isn't going to get her point average like she has in the last few games. So it's going to be a battle of the guards, if you ask me.
Now, Campbell Johnson still with 6 points, but the offense has been very balanced from Humber. Multiple players scoring at least 1 or 2 times from the field.
And that's what you love to see if you're a coach.
Nicole Tam back on the floor with Bazzi. The Casera twins, Yelichny. Bazzi pulls up for 3, too long, picks up her own miss for the fresh 14. This one back down low, Tam. Outside Bazzi, cuts to the right. Defense smothers. Logan Casera with 3 on the shot clock to Jenna for 3. Can't get it a draw. Humber now with a chance to bounce back for the lead. Velasquez spins out of space to Demasi. Cutting in, back to Velasquez for the reset. 8 on the shot clock. Campbell Johnson, double team to the post. Giles, 2 on the shot clock, off to Demasi. Rejected out of bounds. And a 24-second shot clock violation.
Oh, baby. How about that defensive effort from St. Clair, closing right into the basket as the shot clock was winding down, and Tam just put her hand up and just swatted it right out of there.
You talk about putting it there. She put it out of bounds with the block. 14 on the shot clock, under 14 minutes to go in regulation. Janica Serra inside. No. Tam. Yes! Pressure coming from St. Clair. And it's passed out of bounds to the first row.
Unbelievable.
A big turnover in this 3-point game.
Oh, there's still plenty of ball game to go, but how about Nicole Tam putting it right back at the other end? 3:30 to go, plenty of game to go here. It's only a 3-point lead.
Bazzi to change that for 3. Too strong. Tam picks up the second chance once more. Logan Casera gets the screen, gives it off to Tam again. Janica Casera from long range off the front rim. This time Campbell Johnson picks up the rebound. Tomasi brings it up. English sets up on the arc. Velasquez slows it down. Tomasi moves onto the paint. Velasquez fills that space. English on the 3. Too strong. Yolichny again in position for the board. Janica Serra this time runs it for St. Clair. Gets it back from Tam. The Casera twins give and go. Bazzi from a hot spot. Back to Tam. 5 on the shot clock. Off to Bazzi for 3 again. Again too strong. And out of bounds it goes. 24-second shot clock violation. This was something we've seen in the first half of the season from Bazzi. Should know the chance of some streakiness from deep.
Keep in mind, Humber did a good job keeping St. Clair right out of the post. And I was talking to a couple of people at halftime, and they were talking about the St. Clair three-point ability. If you live by the 3, you die by the 3. And at this moment, St. Clair shouldn't be going for the long bomb.
Tompkins back onto the floor, bringing some more defense in rebounding for the Saints. 12 on the shot clock for the Hawks, approaching 2 minutes to go. Contested Jay Campbell Johnson. Yes.
And that should have been expected right there off that double screen, and Campbell Johnson was able to come out of there with the jumper.
Reset now by St. Clair to slowly set up the play, leading 62-61. Janica Serra draws contact, and she'll go to the line to shoot for 2. English called for the personal. 13th foul for the Hawks.
Bayshard's check back right in, and here's Janica Serra getting in front of Brittany English, so all she could do is just try to lean right in for the block. That's just a perfect play.
English comes out with the substitution. Bayshard back in on the 3rd personal for Brittany English. Janica Serra misses the first of 2. Cassera, in the regular season, a 70% free throw shooter. Goes 1 for 2, 2-point game. Press comes from St. Clair, backs off as Tomasi takes it across the timeline. Squeezed by 2 defenders, Velasquez, guarded by Bazzi. Tomasi cuts in, over Tompkins, rolls it in. We're tied at 63. And a barber's chair timeout called on the floor. And St. Clair has 2 remaining. .63 all, under 2 minutes to play, Aaron.
And that's been a problem for St. Clair since the opening tip. Not committing much on the defensive end. The help side defense keeps on sagging where the ball is, and that leaves an open spot for somebody to get open. In this case, it was Sumasi who has 12 points and leading the Humber Hawks in points.
Indeed. And coming this August on Weed Digital Productions, St. Clair College and the frontmen get ready to take to the gridiron in the OFC. Be sure to catch that action live on Weed Digital Productions, and that should be a throw at the new sports complex on the other side of this campus.
Again, new season, new park, but it's the same great team, no question about it. Coach Mike LaChance and Mike Morency is going to have a really great squad in the OFC, gunning for the OFC title.
Both of these teams here, though, gunning for the OCAA title. Trip to the gold medal game on the line for the victor. The loser takes themselves to the bronze medal game. Minute 37 to decide it, St. Clair possession. 1 barber's chair timeout for St. Clair, remaining 2 for the Humber Hawks. Janica Serra gets the ball. Guarded by Velasquez, off to Golichny. Man-to-man defense. 6 on the shot clock. Tam. Down low, Logan Cassera gets the bucket. Count it. And 1 for Logan Cassera.
And we've seen this all evening. Humber not recognizing the backdoor pass, and when it's too late, you just have to put your hands up and try to go for the foul.
Tomasi's 3rd personal. Next one puts them over the limit. 3-point lead for the Saints.
And half-court pressure, and Ulichny's the only one in the backcourt.
Humber slowly takes it up. Campbell Johnson gets the pass. Tomasi with space on the outside. 1 back to Velasquez. 10 on the shot clock. Campbell Johnson steps back for the mid-range. Grazes the rim. Goes on a bound. St. Clair possession with 1:06 remaining. Logan Cassera brings it up, full court pressure. Backs off as Velasquez guards Golichny. Logan Cassera guarded by Bayshard. Off to Janica Cassera. Golichny pulls up. No good. Rebound picked up by Giles. Hawks go outside of Bayshard. Draws contact. Tam called for the foul. And St. Clair has more than a few to give, just her 2nd personal.
But keep in mind, that will bring 4 fouls for Nicole Tam. 2 fouls to give in the quarter overall.
And a barber's chair timeout called. The 2nd of the quarter by the Humber Hawks. in a crucial possession here, Aaron, to decide what could be a thrilling finish.
Well, keep in mind that was basically a shooting foul, so Humber's going to go to the line. So you let them take those free throws, but at the same time, you have to expect a press from Humber coming right out. So if I'm St. Clair, you have to be careful of who you give the ball to on the next possession.
Below tuning in, we'd like to remind you that on Tuesday, March the 10th, it's the 15th Annual Westby Awards with keynote guest speaker Herman Moore. Be sure to find more information at thewestbys.ca. You can also catch it live on WeDigital.ca.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic time over on Tuesday night, so be sure you tune in, folks, or if not, get your tickets.
Meanwhile, everyone's got their tickets worked tonight. In the second semifinal matchup, the stands packed to the Raptors. In a 66-63 game, St. Clair with the advantage, 40.8 seconds left, Aaron.
And 1,000 people right behind them, too.
Now it becomes the question, do the Saints close it out, or does Humber tie it up on this possession? Inbounded to Tomasi. Velasquez cuts around the paint. Campbell Johnson, post fade, can't get the roll, tap back out. Velasquez picks up the ball. Scramble as multiple players try and get the jump ball. Bayshard down low, gets it!
And that should have been a tie-up right there, but Andy Kiss is going to call his last barber's chair timeout.
1 point game, and Humber can potentially send St. Clair to the line with one intentional foul after that craziness.
And I was surprised Campbell Johnson wasn't the one that got the shot. It was Amber Bayshard who stayed right away from the play. And what do I keep on saying? That help side defense is going to lose attention to whoever's going to be the trailer or the back door. And Bayshard was the back door at that case.
And what do you do now if you're these two teams in this crucial possession?
Try to go to the free throw line. The game's going to come down to free throws. It is quite ironic I say that because remember at the beginning of the game, Humber scored most of their points at the free throw line, and that's where they had their 11-1 drought.
And all these fans at the edge of their seats. St. Clair, Humber in this semifinals matchup, looking to go to the gold medal game. Biggest possession yet.
And honestly, it feels like it's a gold medal game right now. You got the fans right behind you. You have the fans from out of town. You got a heavyweight battle, my goodness.
St. Clair sets up 27.2 seconds on the clock in regulation. Jenna Casera, the inbounder. Bazzi, Tam, Logan Casera, Yolichny, the 5. Bazzi gets the ball immediately. Velasquez trying to reach in. 9 seconds on the shot clock. No foul comes from Humber. Logan Casera looking for space. Contested, no good. Shot clock is off.
Humber's looking for the foul shot.
They don't use the timeout. Velasquez with 3, 2, loses the dribble. St. Clair dives on it. St. Clair is off to the finals. St. Clair with a chance for a second consecutive silver medal or the chance for their first gold since 2003-04. Beating the Hawks 66-65.
2 words. Whoa, baby.
Post-game coverage with Dominic Papa coming up after these messages. You're watching We Digital Productions. 66-65 St. Clair is the final.
Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On-Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On-Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On-Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On-Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
I want to understand why.
I want this to be perfect.
I want to be inspired.
I want to be challenged.
No matter the reason, our passion to learn brought us here.
Hey, Herman Moore here, Detroit Lions legend and four-time Pro Bowl player. Hey, get your tickets and join me for the 15th Annual Westby Awards on Tuesday, March 10th at the Caboto Club.
The 15th Annual Westby Awards are brought to you in part by Unifor Local 444, Lucier Glove and Safety, Hotham Building Materials, AM 800 CKLW, and We Digital Productions.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Welcome back to a very loud St. Clair College Sportsplex. It's the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships. The host team, the St. Clair College Saints, have advanced to the gold medal. They have knocked off one of the top teams, not only in the province, but in the country, the Humber Hawks, 66-65. Player of the game for the St. Clair College Saints. We saw her at the top of the broadcast. We finish off with Anna Ulichny. Boy, oh boy, what are you feeling right now, Anna?
We're excited. You know, we've prepared for this moment our whole season, but you know what? We're not finished yet. We still have one more game to go, and we're hoping to put our flag down and get that gold medal.
Now, this morning you talked about not having a lapse, you're concerned about that one quarter where it just doesn't go well. How did you avoid that in this game?
We just played together. You know, there were some plays that we definitely had to fix. There were mistakes made, but we kept pushing each other. We picked up each other right after a mistake, and we just kept going, and the energy from the fans was amazing. We have the best fans ever, and, you know, the momentum was all there. I think it was just the adrenaline. We just kept going, and we were hungry, so, and we're here.
Of course, Humber, I mean, they didn't throw in the towel at any point. They played hard as well. This is an outstanding Humber team. You kept their big players, though, from getting on any kind of roll. Was that specifically designed in the plan today?
You know, their whole team, they're a really good competition for us. They're really strong, but you know what? We definitely can compete with them, and we proved to everyone that we can compete with them. And we just stuck to our game plan, and we focused on our defense, and our defense brought out our offense, and we made shots that had to be made.
I know it's early in the stages here, Anna, but Fanshawe, I mean, here we go. This is a repeat of last year.
It is.
So you've seen Fanshawe a couple times this year. Haven't had any success there, but you didn't have any success with Humber as well. So maybe 3 times is a charm. We'll keep that hope alive. But just a quick thought about that game with Fanshawe tomorrow.
We're going in with a positive attitude. We're going to come in with lots of energy and prepare our best, get some good rest tonight. We're going to, you know,
prepare for a better outcome, and we learned a lesson from last year. So we're hoping to take that lesson and move on in the gold medal game and hopefully get a win.
Little high five here, sweetie. Good
Thank
stuff.
you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Enjoy it. We're going to get Andy
Thanks.
Kiss on, the head coach. That's Andy Lichny, the player of the game. Outstanding here today. We're going to bring in Coach Andy Kiss. Coach, congratulations. My, oh my. You know what? The game plan was executed pretty close to flawlessly here.
Yeah, well, our kids played with a lot of desire.
They really did.
You saw even in that last sequence when we were on defense, we were the ones on the floor trying to get to that loose ball, causing time to lapse down. And, man, I can't beam with more pride about a group of people.
Well, boy, you really held their top girls in check, Coach. How did you manage to do that? And how well did the girls do
We
that?
just went big. We just went man to man, and we changed a couple things from the last game. We thought Felicia Velasquez was kind of like, in an analogy, the head of the snake, and we felt that's what you got to cut off with them. She's a setup person on their team, and so we were a little more aggressive on her. We got her a lot more tighter. And Amber Bayshard is a tremendous role player, offensive rebounder, so we got her a little bit more normal than just playing help, because we needed to body on when shots went up. Our kids just, I mean, I got to give credit to the players.
Yeah.
They played with such heart tonight. They weren't going to be denied.
Yeah. This is, I mean, you've had a lot of big games during your career here as the coach, Coach K. Last year you made it to the same gold medal game, but it's got to be a little bit different this year. This is a statement game, and also, you know what? You did it in front of a big hometown crowd. And I know that you're going to say that they're part of this win because they were loud today.
Oh, no question.
But what does this say about the program and where it's gone and where it's going?
Well, you know, last year we went to nationals. We got to the gold medal game, and both Ontario teams went. This year it's only the gold medalist that gets to go to Nanaimo. But, I mean, I don't know about statement. I just think we're driven. We got to that gold medal game last year, and, you know, Fanshawe's a real good team. They got some stellar players that make big shots and big plays, and they were the ones that did that last year. So that was a learning experience for us, and hopefully we can prove that we've learned in this game to follow.
It's all about the timing, right, Coach?
Well, one other thing is Nicole Tan made a couple of huge plays down the stretch there, that rebound and putback, and that great bounce pass on the backdoor cut by Logan Crucera for the three-point play. Those were game-winning plays.
Well, there were a lot of key plays throughout. I mean, even go back to the first half, there were some really key plays.
All those three-point shots kids were hitting. And, you know, we got off to a great start, and then they battled back. They're a sweet team. They got, you know, they got athletes, they kids that can drive. A.J. Shermer does a real nice job. They really run their sets well. And if you get caught in letting them kind of be where they want to be on the floor, it can be trouble, especially with people like Maya Campbell-Johnson. So they've been an elite program for a long time in the OCAA. So it's a huge win for us.
It's like making a cake, Coach. So now you've got the cake. Tomorrow you got to put the icing on it, hopefully.
Yeah, well, you know, we celebrated there. It's a big win, and I think that's good with human emotion. But now we've got to regroup mentally and emotionally and get ready for tomorrow.
All right. Go get some rest, Coach.
Thank you very much.
I know you're not going to rest tonight. You're going to be looking at video and you're going to be put a plan together. But enjoy it and congrats on getting back to the gold medal game.
Thank you very much.
Andy Kiss doing a great job with this St. Clair team. They are back in the gold medal game, as you've heard, as you watched, as you witnessed. So here's what it looks like tomorrow. The bronze medal game now looks like this. It's going to be the Algonquin Thunder battling with the Humber Hawks. That's a 1 o'clock tip. Of course, we'll have that for you here on We Digital Productions. That's going to be an outstanding game, no question about it. And then it's for all the marbles. Trip to British Columbia awaits the winner of this game, the Fanshawe Falcons and the St. Clair Saints, playing for the gold medal. That'll be a 3:30 start. We also will be here, of course, bringing you all the action. We'll have our pregame starting probably at about 3:25. So hopefully you can join us for that. So that's the story here today. Day 2 of the OCAA Women's Basketball Championships are in the books. The finals are set. The bronze medal and the gold medal games are ready to go, and it's going to be another tremendous day. This tournament's just been outstanding right from the start, the opening tip in Game 1 till these last 2 semifinal games. Tomorrow you will not want to miss it. It's going to be more great basketball here on We Digital Productions. That's it. On behalf of everybody here at We Digital Productions, this is Dominic Papa thanking you for tuning in. Take care, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.